Hey everyone, this is Becky Moore from PHOTOPLAY Paper. Halloween is just around the corner, and while it may not look like traditional Halloweens from years past, we can still have fun creating projects that the kids will love. All of these projects are super easy to make, and if you have kids or grandkids, I'm sure they would love to help you out. In this video, I will be showing you how to make a variety of boxes, holders, wrappers, and toppers. Before you get started, you will need to download the free cutting files. They are provided in a variety of formats that will work with all leading die cutting machines. If you don't have an electronic die cutting machine, we also have provided a PDF that you can download to trace the patterns. Throughout this video, I will refer to die cutting the patterns, but tracing them is always an option. Links to the cutting files and PDF templates are in the description box below. For the pattern paper, ephemera, and stickers, I used the Gnome for the Holidays Halloween collection. And for the candy, I used mini packs of M&Ms, Hershey Nuggets, M&M with peanuts, candy corn, and blow pops. But any variety of candy you have on hand or would like to use will work great. I've also included a link to a supply list below. And for cardstock, I recommend using a heavier weight like 80-pound cover. Let's get started. These cupcake wrappers are real quick and easy to cut and assemble. Start out by die cutting it using the electronic die cutting file. And before you wrap it around into a circle, I suggest that you run the ends around something round just to get a kind of a curve shape going. I found out if you don't do that, the cardstock has a tendency to crack after you put a cupcake in it, or in my case, a liner filled with candy. Once you get that curve going, just slide the notches into the notch hole, and then you're going to take some wet adhesive and just dab a little bit and pinch it in place. You can also use dry adhesive. I just found it easier to get the nose of the glue bottle in there. And since I didn't have any cupcakes on hand today, I've just used a cupcake liner filled with candy corn. And then to make a topper, I took a toothpick and I colored it with black ink. And then I chose a die cut. This came from the ephemera. I cut out another square from pattern paper the exact same size, and I sandwiched the toothpick in between the two layers and stuck it in the candy. See, quick and easy. This cute little pumpkin holder will hold 3 Hershey Nuggets, and this is how you make him. Die cut 2 pumpkins from pattern paper and 2 pumpkins from orange cardstock. Glue the 2 together to give it some reinforcement. From black cardstock, I'll show this on white, but from black cardstock, trim a 1.5 by 4 5/8 inch piece of cardstock. Score at 1 5/8 and 3, and on the short end, score 1/4 inch in on each side. Then you're going to cut a notch where these 2 bottoms meet the score line. And then you want to fold on all the scores and run over it with your bone folder. then just these two middle flaps will go to the inside. Just place a dab of glue. If your glue will come out, place a dab of glue right there, and give that a pinch with your tweezers. You can also use dry adhesive, but there's not a lot of area there to actually secure it to, so I found the wet glue worked a little bit better. And then do the same on the other side. So you're going to create a box holder that will look like that. It's a fussy little box, but it does go together really easy. Okay, so that would be in black typically, and then you're going to want to glue a pumpkin on each side. Stand it up so it rests on the bottom edge of the pumpkin. And do the same on the opposite side. Then you're going to cut a 1 by 3 inch piece of pattern paper to wrap around your candy nuggets. Just hold it in the center, wrap down, and apply adhesive right there and glue it in place. And then to finish it off, I punched eyes. The white part of the eye is a 1/2 inch circle, and the black eyeball is just a standard hole punch. I think that's a 1/4 of an inch. And I layered and glued all those together and glued it on one side of the pumpkin. And then just to make it super cute, I put googly eyes on it. And then this is just some green wax dye that I tied onto one of the pumpkin stems. There are 2 styles of lollipop holders. One hides the lollipop and the other one shows it on the inside. I'm going to start with this one first. You'll want to die cut 8 of these ovals that have a circle cut out in the middle. And then you want to fold them in half with whatever pattern paper you want to actually show. Put it towards the inside. Then you will glue all of these back to back to back to back to back, except for the 8th piece. So basically like that, but without the 8th piece, sorry, like that. I found wet adhesive worked the best for this because it's a bit forgiving. Whoa, it gives you a chance to move it around and get everything aligned real well. Okay, that's what it looks like when you have 7 of them glued back to back. So at this point, you want to slide in your lollipop. Doesn't matter which direction. And then you're going to apply adhesive to the last two exposed sides. And connect those to the 8th piece. And you want to fidget with it just a little bit till all of the, I don't know, petals, I guess they are, pumpkin petals are there we go. I didn't have the blow pop in straight. It really is an easy one to make as long as you don't have technical difficulties like I have. And then give the tops a pinch to hold it all in place. Then I just trimmed a really skinny piece of pattern paper and I curled it around the lollipop stem where it comes out of the pumpkin to look like a vine. The second lollipop holder completely covers the lollipop. You want to die cut this shape, I call it a keyhole, from pattern paper and decide which side you want to face out. In this case, I want the spiderweb side to face out. And then fold on the 2 score lines. It will cut the scores for you. And then take a length of baker's twine, I think about 10, 12 inches long. And from the back, thread each loose end through one layer. And then out to the front. Okay, before you cinch it up, put the lollipop in the middle. And then tie it off in a bow. Another thing I like to do is tie knots in the end of my baker's twine so that they don't unravel. Okay, so that holds the lollipop in place. And then for decorating the little holder, in the die cutting file, there is another keyhole that is fits right inside this portion right here. And the cutting file also includes the October and 31 pieces. I actually cut 3 of each one and then stacked and glued them together so I'd get a little bit of dimension. And then I finished it off with one of the witch gnome stickers. Kids love these sour cream boxes, and they are so quick and easy to make. You'll start out by trimming a 3 by 4 inch piece of pattern paper. Decide which side you want to face out. I want the green stripe to face out. And apply tape adhesive to the 2 long edges and 1 short edge. Then before you assemble it, you're going to want to get a curve going. So just roll it around something round like a glue bottle. And you got that curve. This will prevent it from cracking. Then remove the release paper from that short end of adhesive. Bring it into a circle. Figures I would choose a stripe that doesn't want to line up. But that's okay. I don't think kids are really going to care. Okay, then dig in there and pull the release paper off one end. And fold it in half with the seam to the back. Sorry, that was my dog again. Then pour some candy in the other open end. In this case, I'm going to use some M&Ms. Wow, those are big M&Ms. And peel the release paper off the second piece. And then you're going to squeeze it in the opposite direction from the first squeeze. Easy peasy. I also trimmed the edges with a pinking shear. And that's how you make the sour cream holders. The next box we're going to make is this little, I don't know, this squatty little poofy box. I really don't know what else to call it. So from the die cutting file, you're going to cut out a pattern that looks like this. Excuse me. And then decide which side you want to face out. Once again, I'm going to have the stripe face out. So fold up on all 4 of the scores. And then take the 2 ends that have like a keyhole on each side and meet them in the middle. And then you want to press down on it so that it bows out a little bit, like that. Get that curve in there. And you're going to bring up this piece and slide it over the 2 you were holding together with your finger. Again, pounce on it a little bit. It has a tendency to want to pop inwards if you don't get that curve going. And you're going to slide in a piece of candy. I have a little Hershey nugget. I'm going to place in there. And bring over the opposite side. See what I mean? I just did it. Pop that guy back out. Slide that over again. Creates a darling little box. For my finished example, I also tied on a little bit of baker's twine and one of the stickers from the sticker collection. I just put baby powder on the back to get the stickiness off. I think kids would love to find one of these in the bottom of their trick-or-treat bag. It's a cute little bat and super easy to make. You start out by cutting a 1x3 inch piece of black cardstock and wrap it around a Hershey nugget. And then glue it in place on the back. Then you die cut the bat wings found on the free die cutting file, and you'll glue one to each side from the back. I recommend using liquid glue because then it gives you a chance to position the wings however you would like them. And then top it off with a couple of googly eyes. Easy as that. Another way to disguise a Hershey nugget is with these little wrappers. I thought they were perfect because there are so many of these stickers in the Gnome sticker collection. You start out by die cutting 2 of these 4-petal shapes. Decide which side you want to face out. In this case, I'll have the polka dots face out. And you want to score on 3 sides and leave the top flat. And then fold in on all 3 sides for both pieces. And you're going to sandwich and glue them together. Start at the bottom, just hold that in place. Apply a little bit of adhesive. Again, another fussy one, but it really is easy to make. And then a little bit of glue on the side flaps. This is where I think kids would be awesome. They have little fingers and really good dexterity, and I think they would have so much fun making them. And then close the opposite side. And another wrapper, it's a 1 by 3 inch piece of pattern paper. Wrap it around, glue it at the bottom, slide it into the holder, and then top it off with one of the stickers. This mini French fry box is sized to hold 3 packs of flat M&Ms. You'll want to die cut the fry box from the electronic cutting file out of orange cardstock. It will pre-score the sides and the curves of the bottom for you. And before you fold up on all those curves, go ahead and die cut the inside and outside piece out of pattern paper of your choice and glue those in place. This is the inside piece. And then the outside. Okay, then turn it over and fold up on the side flaps, both top and bottom. And then for the curve scores, you're just gonna want to start bringing that back piece upwards. That'll fold it on that curve. And again, with the bottom piece. That was Tucker. Sorry, that was Tucker again. And you'll apply glue to the sides. And connect them. This is one of those instances where a heavier cardstock really works better. This is an 80-pound cover from My Favorite Things stamps. And then just slide in your packets of M&Ms. On the cutting file, there's also the word spooky, and I die cut that 3 times. I glued them together and put that on the front along with a bat sticker from the sticker sheet. This adorable little cookie box will hold a 3-inch frosted cookie, or if they're not too thick, 2 3-inch frosted cookies. And this is how you make one. You will die cut this piece found in the electronic cutting file. And before you fold on any of your score lines, you'll want to put adhesive around that window opening. Trim a 3 by 3 inch piece of clear acetate and glue it in place. Well, I missed the mark, but it will get the job done. Then flip this piece over and you'll apply adhesive to all 4 of these short tabs. Okay, then flip it back. This is the inside of the box. You'll want to fold up on all the score lines going in the same direction. Okay, so we're going to assemble the bottom of the box first. So go ahead and remove the release paper from these 2 tabs. Oh my goodness. This always happens when you're taping something. It never happens in real life. Okay. So roll up this middle section right here until it meets the tabs and press firmly to secure. Then remove the release paper from the other 2 tabs and fold up this bottom half and press firmly to secure. Then these 2 tabs go on the inside of the box and the front goes down, and then this little tab will slide into that opening. And then you'll want to trim away this excess tab. Pretty simple. For my example, I trimmed strips of pattern paper and ran them all around the edges. And then in the electronic cutting file, you'll find the letters Boo. I cut the 3 of each one, glued them together, and glued them on. And I topped off the cookie box with one of the element stickers. I don't think I've ever seen candy that looked any cuter than these. And the great part is all of these patterns work for all occasions year-round, not just Halloween. I hope you've enjoyed this video and want to make candy treats of your own. Be sure to invite your kids to join you. Until next time, stay safe and healthy and have a great Halloween.